Right, guys. So, welcome to our Platinum Brokers Mastermind session 28. And um, if you have any questions for me, please leave them right to the end, because today we're going to be doing uh, some updated training. I had a I had a lot of great feedback at the beginning of the year from people who are actually going out there and making it work, and some of you guys who are still struggling to get out the gate. And having a look at the training program that I have put together, one of the things that was lacking was the systemization. Okay, step-by-step system basically. And I think we've done a couple of videos over the past year in the group to help you, but I think we need to look at sort of systemizing it and then just really focusing on some core points for those of you guys who are looking to get started or struggling to get out of the gate. So I'm going to be breaking it down now in this training step by step, which is something that I don't think I've done enough of, probably, as some of you guys are still trying to figure out how to get off the starting blocks. Okay, and what I've tried to do here is, from my own experience, in terms of the joint venture that I've done and where I've had the greatest success with, is by implementing some of those and helping you guys with that. Okay, so let's get started. Like I say, if you've got any questions for me, just you can put them through while we're doing the training. But like I said, I'll answer them at the end. So as we know, okay, there are really two main types of services we offer. Okay, one is the joint venture brokering, which is something that I've done for many, many years, and it's really the core essence of the whole program. Okay, and the other one is the joint venture consulting, which, to be honest with you, is more of an advanced service that people who have got a bit of experience of doing a couple of joint ventures can easily go out and do. So what I'm trying to determine and break down this training is putting you where you are. If you are a total beginner and you've never done a JV before, I'm going to show you step by step how to actually go out and do your first JV. If you have experiences of doing some joint ventures and you have some background experience as a consultant or coach, then obviously there's another route that you can take also. So this is going to work for both of you guys. Okay, so let's have a look first of all at the simple one, which is the JV consulting process. More of an advanced process for someone who already has done either, right, some business coaching, some business consulting, or has already done joint ventures. So this process works the same for those three areas. So step by step, if I take you through, first of all, for the JV consulting process, as you know, you go out and find a target or a niche market, and then you, from the niche market, you go and make a list of clients. I'd say probably 20 to 30 prospective clients that you want to target with your joint venture consulting. And then you have access to the LinkedIn free JV book script, which basically is, I'm reaching out to you. I love what you guys are doing with your company, and I really I wanted to just give you something that I think will really help you at least double that business or grow your business exponentially. It's a book on how to do joint ventures, and all I'd like to know is, where would you like me to send it? Okay, so that script is already in the group portal, and you can download that script. But that's the script primarily that I still use, and I am using, and I will be using a lot more of this year to do the consulting, the high level, high ticket consulting with Fortune 500 companies. Then obviously from there we get a reply and from your prospect, and they say, well, that sounds really good. Here's the address. Please send the book here. So the book, this is, mind you, remember that this is the printed version of the book. Okay, this is not the ebook version. This is the printed version that you print and you send via a mail to the prospect that you want to consult with. Okay, and with the joint venture book that you send, you also send your consulting offer letter. Now the letter there's a couple of variations of that letter. You can do the one-day consulting that I do, giving them a one-day complimentary. It's not even complimentary. It's just I'm going to pay for the day, $30,000. Basically, all you do is you pay my expenses. From that, we want to gather a few things. We want them to give us a testimonial, and we want us to give them a referral. Okay, so those are the two powerful things that will really build your credibility if you want to do the high-end stuff. If you want to be in a position where in a year or two or even in a position in 6 months to a year that you could command the same as I do, or even 20K a day or 10K a day for consulting, you need to have that collateral, those testimonials, those referrals behind you to be able to do that, right? And walk into any company and say, hey, here's some of the businesses I've worked with. Here's some of the stuff that we've done. Sure, I can I can get you references for some of these big companies I've worked with, multi-million-dollar companies, and this is what I can do for you. Other option is go in with a half-day consult where it's they get a flavor of what you can do and how you can help them, and then it's up to you to basically upsell them to a full consulting day or a number of consulting days. Okay, so the options are really with you in terms of how you want to play that. So obviously we get the company to pay for the expenses only if you're doing a free consult, and there's an opportunity also of a paid gig. Some companies will come back and say to you, sounds really good. Let's say, for example, you offer them a half day. They may say, well, Robert, what do you charge for a full day consult? This is my fee for a full day. Okay, cool. We'd like to have you in for a full day. Or what is there a possibility of having you in for 2 or 3 days? One of the biggest things I used to get with this consulting was a retainer, which I don't know why I never went with. I think at that time my son also was just born, and I didn't want to be locked in. And then it was a monthly retainer. They'd like to retain my services and pay me to come in 1 or 2 days every month, which I was just not really into the retainer thing. I've done it before, and when you're working for very big companies on a retainer, they act like they own you, which I wasn't really a big fan of. So once you've got the gig, whether it's paid or free, you carry out the business audit, right? So the big audit that we have, that I've done some training on, it's in the group. That audit primarily is only used for the big companies, right? And I've really now figured it out, because I've had Angie sell the audit on its own to businesses, but it's a very hefty audit. Okay, and you can do that if you want to, but I've got another solution that I'm going to present to you guys today to make it easier for you. And then obviously you give your recommendations based on that audit. You know, you tell them what you give them a brief synopsis of what you think they're doing wrong and what you think they're doing right. And it's all basically data based on that audit. So it makes you really look like a true professional. So if you go into an organization and you don't have much experience in JVs, but you know about a business, it could still work for you, because you're just giving them data based on what they've given you, right? But you're just churning it back to them with recommendations. Okay, so it still works. And then obviously after that, you have the opportunity to upsell to further consulting or brokering or training, and or get some testimonials and some referrals from them, right? So that's as we know, the JV consulting process, and that really has been the most lucrative. I'll be honest with you, I've been lazy. Well, I haven't been lazy. I reckon at the end of the day, you know, I spent a lot of time with my son. I really enjoyed it. So I didn't really want to be drawn into long-term contracts and agreements. So one of the things that I did a lot of was the JV consulting. And yeah, you know, it's easy money and it's big money, but I do really enjoy the brokering stuff as well. So, you know, looking back at some of the deals that I've done, some of the big deals, you know, it's something that I really, really would love to replicate. And just go through what I've done previously. So that's the JV consulting process, guys, yeah, for you. So that is something that, like I say, if you've done your first JV and you've got a bit of experience, either you've done some consulting or coach, or you work with business owners, or you want to work with bigger businesses, then that's the process step by step that we take. That one's very easy to get started, but like I said, you have to take action. You need to get the book printed. You need to get the target market niche locked down, your client prospects, and just send it out on LinkedIn. And like I said, I've got all the scripts for that there in the group. So the JV brokering stuff, which is something that is really exciting. Okay, the potential allows you to leverage other people's businesses, right, to make money. And that's what have always loved about it, and that's what I still love about it. You know, I haven't really had, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I really haven't had a proper business for a very long time, as in a business that has employees, that I sell product or service, or I have to chase, you know, I have to chase orders and customers. I haven't had that for a long time, and I love it because it allows me to do whatever I want and travel, and allows me to make money using other people's businesses. Okay, this is what JV brokering is. So I sat down, I thought very long and hard that, look, a lot of you guys have the fear factor, right? That, you know, how do I get started, and what do I do, because I have no clue how to do a JV. I've never done a JV before. And I think after speaking to quite a few of you, I think the biggest fear factor for you guys was that, what if I get a client? You know, what do I do? At the end of the day, I don't want to look silly, or I don't want to be stuck figuring out what I do. But look, two things, right? One is you got me in your corner. So whenever you are in a process of speaking to a client, you need help closing a client, you get a client, you need to talk to me, because then I can guide you through it. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, some of you mentioned to me that, you know, if we sign a client up and they're paying a retainer, okay, we're responsible. You know, we've got to make shit happen. Basically, we've got to do something to make sure that, you know, the client gets his money's worth, right? So I thought long and hard about that, and I thought, okay, some of the things that I've done when I first started, and I think it's time to get back to basics. So here's the new process I'm putting together for you guys, step by step. Stuff that I've done that's worked, that I don't know, actually I stopped doing it because I didn't need to do it anymore, but I think for you guys it's something that some of you need to do. So again, with the brokering, as I've already showed you in the program, how to go out and target a niche market and how to go out and get a client. Now, I'm going to break it down on this training. A lot of you have asked me, what's the best industry to start? What's the best product to start? What's the best JV to start? I'm going to cover all that for you as well to get you started. So target niche market. Do you want to operate in a target niche market or industry? And then make a list of 20 or 30 clients that you want to go after, right? JV clients. Now, I've created a new script for you guys, which is, I'll show you on the next couple of slides. Something that I did many years ago was I used to give away free audits. Okay, it was the biggest thing that I did that worked like gangbusters. When I used to do internet marketing consulting and business development consulting, I used to do audits, right? So basically I used to give an audit away for free. That audit, the information used to come in, and then I used to go and visit the company face to face, and I used to give my recommendation of the audit, and I used to close clients. Now, I've also done it through Skype. I've also done it online, and it works really, really well. I stopped doing it because I don't need to do it anymore because I have the book. However, there is another way to use the book that I think is really going to help you guys in terms of what I've done before. So, okay, so you target the niche market industry, find a client you want to work with, send them a email or a message using the new JV audit script that I'm going to give to you, and you offer them a free joint venture audit. Okay, that's what you offer them, right? It's a free joint venture audit, because I realize that the business audit that we have, it's very heavy duty, and it's more ideal for closing the bigger clients on the consulting because of the fees and because of the companies you're working with. What we really need is a smaller audit, I mean much smaller than what we have with a mini audit, that's going to help you get clients to come to you, right? We don't want to go out and try and set appointments up with clients and get appointments set up and try and close them on the phone. We don't want that. We want clients to put their hands up and say, hey, I'm interested in joint ventures. Do you think this will work for me? Sure it will. Why don't you go to this link I'm going to send you, fill in the joint venture audit, and then I'll be able to tell you whether joint ventures will work for your company or not. Okay? And then with that, basically what I'm doing now is I'm giving you guys a license to have a electronic version of the joint venture book, and you basically send that to them after they've completed the audit, because that is basically your hook and a bonus. If they fill in the joint venture audit, then they get access to the book. Basically, it will be sent. It should be sent directly to them via autoresponder as soon as they fill that joint venture audit form in, and that form comes to you. The first follow-up email they get back would be, "Thank you very much for that. Here's the book, the PDF version of the book on joint ventures as I promised, and I will be in touch with you to go over the results of your joint venture audit," which is basically going to be your joint venture audit results discovery call. When I used to do a lot of business development consulting, and I still do strategy sessions, I call them discovery calls, right? And that's how I close clients. I close clients by doing discovery calls, and I give them recommendations on the call. I tell them what they need to do themselves. If they don't want to do it, I can do it for them, and I close them. So I'm using the exact same process here, guys, as I do with my high ticket programs and with my with my consulting and my business development stuff. Okay. So booking a JV audit results discovery call with them, and then you go over the joint venture audit results with them and give them recommendations based on your JV audit. So again, this works like gangbusters because it's the same method and strategy that I've been using with the big consulting firms, and it gives them all the information they need. And all you're doing is you're relaying, right, the exact data to them, right? That's what you're doing. So what I'm trying to do here, guys, is make it easier for you to number one, get clients, okay? Number two, get the instant credibility. And number three, be in a position where you can start closing clients very, very easily, okay? So you give them a recommendation based on your JV audit, okay? And then once you've done that, don't forget this is all the data they've given to you, so you don't need to make anything up. And then you explain your fee structure, okay? Now here's the thing. For those of you guys who have experience dealing with businesses, have done consulting and coaching, and are comfortable charging a retainer, you give your retainer fee, right? You say, hey, okay, so if you want to work with me, this is my fee structure, okay? I charge an upfront retainer, and then it's 20% of the profits that I generate you over the period of 12 months we work together. Or if you're a beginner and you're saying, "Oh, look, I don't know, I don't know how to get started, and I've never done a JV before," you go for something I call the RIA option. And what that means is it's called results in advance. Now, this is something I learned from Frank Kern many, many years ago, right? How to close clients and how to get clients to build trust with you so you can do long-term work with them. So it's called RIA option, results in advance. So again, if you're experienced consultant coach and have done a JV before, you go for the retainer fee up front with 20% commission, 12-month agreement. If you're a total beginner, you go for the RAI option, results in advance, and I'm going to talk to you about how that works. I've done it before. So the next step after that is you close the client, and you close the client basically. I'm going to go through how the JV audit process works, but then you close the client by using some simple words, and then you send them a copy of the agreement and a payment link if they're paying your retainer up front. So this is all done via email. By email, you send them the agreement with a link where they can make a payment, your PayPal account, and they pay the retainer fee as soon as that agreement's signed or completed. Okay, so this is the new brokering process that I'm really trying to streamline for you guys. Now, the JV audit script that I spoke about, when you want to get clients to fill in your JV audit form and get the book as a bonus, this is what you say. So, hi Stephen, I have a free joint venture audit that identifies instant profit in your business that is not being utilized. I've taken a look at your website and have already identified as much as 30% more profit in your business that you are leaving on the table. If you'd like to know more about this, just click the link below to apply for a free, no obligation joint venture audit today, and I will also send you a complimentary copy of my best-selling book on joint ventures. I'm going to probably add there something like, once you've sent once you've completed the joint venture audit form. So we've got a link there. I've got the URL freejointventureaudit.com, so I'm just going to figure out how I can utilize that to help you guys I'm either going to, I can produce the landing pages for you, but I'm trying to get my head around the lead capture, okay, in terms of are you guys going to need probably your own MailChimp accounts, which is free. MailChimp is free, okay, and you can generate leads. All I need from you guys will be just your just your form details, which is like a HTML, and I can put it into either ClickFunnels or lead pages. So I can create the landing pages for you guys, and with the ebook structure, all I need you guys to do is go to MailChimp.com and sign up for a free email account, so you guys can get the leads come straight to you for each of the landing pages I'll create. Okay. So kind regards, Sahel Khan. P.S. The new sales my joint venture audit covers are separate from your normal sales and do not take away from those sales in any way. So what I'm saying to them is, remember the old phrase I used to use? If I can create an additional revenue stream for you without affecting your overheads or without increasing your overheads, would you be interested? So this is basically nothing to do with their normal sales sales revenue. This is a totally new additional revenue stream we're going to create for them. I've got a longer version of the audit script. I'm going to upload all this, guys, for you into the group portal. So if you want to use a longer one, I've got this one I put together here, and it's hi Stephen, I work with businesses just like yours to help increase sales without having to spend a single penny on advertising, okay, which is the phrase I always use, right, when I go and speak to clients, which is always the catch-22 situation most businesses have when trying to make money, right? So it's, I can help you increase your sales without having to spend more money on advertising, okay? I do, and I'm telling them how I do it. I do this by creating easy, no-cost joint venture alliances, and would like to offer you a free joint venture audit that will show you exactly how this is possible with your own business immediately and easily, right? I've taken a look at your website and have already identified as much as 30% more profit in your business that you are leaving on the table. This is the intrigue thing, right? If you'd like to know more about this, just click the link below to apply for a free, no obligation joint venture audit today, and I'll also send you a complimentary copy of my best-selling book on joint ventures. Again, freejointventureaudit.com, click on their landing page. If you fill in this joint venture audit, you'll also get a copy of this joint venture book for free, sent to you immediately after you've submitted the form. And then obviously after that we follow up with a audit discovery call, and we go through the joint venture audit results step by step, which is what I'm going to show you on the next slide. So the joint venture audit, okay, let me just have some water here. Okay guys, so we're going to keep this really, really systemized and really, really tight, okay? So this is all we're doing now moving forward to help you guys, okay? So joint venture audit. Number one, or step one, is you do an overview of what a joint venture is. So you just talk to them about, you know, before I go through the joint venture audit results, I just want to talk to you and tell you what we do and you know, how joint ventures actually work. So you just go over an overview to give them an insight into what a joint venture really is, or joint venture alliance. Then you go over the joint venture audit results, okay? So, okay, I've got the joint venture audit here, and mind you guys, remember when I go out to get new JV partners and when I put deals in the group, this is the exact form that I use, but I don't call it an audit. I just call it a form. People fill it in, and then it allows me to put that data in the group as a deal. Okay, so it's the same process I'm using here. Go over the joint venture audit results with the client, and then you say, look, here are my recommendations, okay, in terms of what this audit tells me, blah, blah, blah. For example, you have a 5,000 list or a 10,000 list. What are you doing with that? Nothing. Okay. What are you doing with your existing customers? Nothing. Okay. What are you doing with this? Nothing. Okay. So if I did this for you and that for you, I think that would give you that outcome. If we did this and that, I think that would give you that outcome. If we did this type of joint venture, I think that would give you that outcome. If we did this type of joint venture, I would give you that outcome. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys step by step in terms of the joint ventures as well. So number 4, you restate the recommended outcomes and say, look, let me just go over that again so we're clear and we know what we've just spoken about. If you implement this, right, this is how much extra money you could be making by basically not spending any more on advertising, marketing, not affecting your existing sales, and you know, making more money by utilizing someone else's either a list or a product or getting other people's products into your distribution channel and selling selling new products to your existing customers. Okay, so there's different phrases we can use, and I'll make a list for you guys for that. The close for this is always the classic Frank Kern close, right? Is it okay? So now we've gone through this. Let me ask you: do you want to do it yourself, or would you like me to help? And that's it. Stay quiet. See what they say. Now, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, you know what? I'm busy. Could you do it for me? And how would you do it? If we wanted you to come in and do this, or if you would help us with this, what would you charge? What are your fees? Okay, so that comes up to the next thing. Here's my fee structure. Now again, if you're experienced, go for the retainer. If you're a total beginner, it's results in advance. Okay, with the retainer, you're locking in a 12-month agreement with them, and you're working with them to implement a joint venture with them or broker joint ventures for them, okay, over a period of 12 months. Then you just send your agreement, and so then you send your agreement and a payment link if it's a retainer, okay, so you can get that payment straight away. If it's results in advance, you send them an agreement after you've spoken to them about how you work in terms of the results in advance, and I'm going to do that on the next slide. Okay, now this is mind-blowing. Okay, this is going to help all of you guys who are total beginners to get you off the starting block to do your first deal. Okay, so are you guys ready for this? Right, this is mind-blowing stuff. So if you're a beginner and you want to get started and you want to get off the block, okay, here's what you do. So you say to them, normally I charge a retainer for my services, which is $2,500 up front, and then 20% of profit share I help produce over 12 months working with you, right, or working for you, right? So that's a normal. Now retainer, you can charge whatever you want. Whatever you are comfortable charging, you can put any fee on that. But if you're not comfortable and you're a total beginner, what you say is, when they ask you about your fee structure, you say, normally I charge a retainer for my services, which is $2,500 up front, and then it's 20% of any profit share that I bring in for you over the next 12 months. However, what I'd like to do, I'd like to prove to you that this concept works. So what we can do is we can do one JV project together before a commitment to work together for the next 12 months. And if I produce results for you from that one deal, that will allow you to take on my services over the next 12 months. So what you're doing here, guys, right, is one of two things. First of all, it's going to allow you to be under no pressure to perform as a beginner for the client because it's just one deal. What that means basically is if this guy has a product, you go and find the one JV partner, okay? And if that JV partner agrees to promote that product, you do the deal, right? No pressure to do any more deals. Just get that deal done, make some money. You will get 20% cut. You will not get a retainer because you haven't gone into an agreement with them. What you have is a one deal agreement, okay? So you'll make your 20% off that. What that does for the client is it will build trust, and it will also help the client finance your retainer if he wants to continue working with you, right? So once you've done that deal, once you've made 20%, once you've made the client some money, then it's, hey, would you like to do more of these deals? Shall we now commit to working together for 12 months? Yes? Sounds good? Brilliant. So here's my retainer, okay, which I know you can afford now because obviously you made money, right? And I'll work with you over 12 months, and I'll bring you one of those deals every single month, right? Okay? So that's what you do. Results in advance is what you guys need to be doing. That will really help you guys just get in there and get your first deal done. The biggest thing I hear from all of you, or not actually all of you, sorry, a small handful of you, is I just want to get my first deal under my belt, you know, to show me how to get my first deal done. And this is it, guys. This is the strategy to get your first deal done very, very, very easily, okay? So again, now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you the 3 main types of JVs that you stick to, right? This is all you guys are going to do, right, moving forward. We've got list side joint ventures, product side joint ventures, and we've got something I called arbitrage joint ventures, okay, which is the leads, which I've always spoken to you about, the leads, which I've done, okay. So list side joint ventures, and one of the reasons why this is the best type of joint venture is because, do you remember, two of the biggest deals that I've ever done, one was the 1.5 million deal. That was because I found a list and I created a product or I introduced a product to the list, made money. The first deal I ever did was I found a list of IT professionals and I sold them a product, okay? And we did monthly deals on that. So every month we did a promotion for a different course or a different program, and that's what I did. So over a 12-month period, what I did was I extended one deal into 12 deals, okay, right, for the whole year with that one client. So the list side deals are the best types of joint ventures to do where you can make more money because it's more of a long shot deal. So here's what you need to do, right? You deal with companies that have an opt-in on their website. So when you go and do research, you'll see that they have an opt-in on their website, or they have testimonials on their website, and you know that they have a customer list, okay? And do some research and you'll find that. I'm going to put together some research tools for you. I've already done that with the previous program. With the current program, it tells you how to go out and find these find list owners, okay, or companies have lists. These companies need to range between the 2 million and 15 million turnover, okay, and they need to have a minimum 10,000 list customers or customers mostly. If it's mostly customers and prospects, that still works, but they need to have a minimum 10,000 list, okay, for this to really make money for you, right? So what you do again is you go out, you offer them the free JV audit, you show them that you can create an additional revenue stream for them from their existing customers. So what you're saying is, look guys, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. What are you currently doing with your existing customers? Nothing? Well, you know what? Let me show you how you can make money from your existing customers and keep them happy at the same time, okay? So what you do is what you do for them is you develop a product of the month offer by finding other complementary products which give you a minimum $50 profit per sale to market to their list every month. Now I did this with the IT professional company that I did a deal with many years ago, and every month we would promote different courses every month. So we had a course of the month offer that we ran for 12 months. You can do something very similar with this, okay? So you develop a product of the month offer running over basically 12 months or however long you want to. Go out and find other complementary products, which you know how to do from the training, right? As long as it has a minimum of $50 profit per sale to market to the list every month. Now I'm going to give you some numbers. This is going to really blow you away. So let's look at some numbers, right? So let's say you've got a client that has a minimum 10,000 list, and you could get them a 30% conversion, which is not unheard of, right? If they're existing customers and they're buying from them. So it's a average 30% conversion rate at the $50 profit per sale. You're going to make them 3,000 sales, okay, from that one joint venture deal or that one product. Now the profit to the client per month is $150,000, right? You just made them. Your share is 20% of that. So from that one client, you would be making $30,000 a month, right? If you did one deal, you'd make 30 grand from that one deal. But if you carry that deal over and you did that every month, like I just explained, you would make $30,000 per month, right? Which for some of you guys, that's your easy six-figure deal there, right? Now let's go bigger. If you had a client, and it's not unheard of, right, with a 50,000 list, and you get them a 30% conversion, basically find a good product that converts really well. And when you go and find a product, make sure it has good copy and it has everything marketing related to help you promote that, okay, to the client's list. So with a 30% conversion rate at $50 profit per sale, you would get that client 15,000 sales, okay, right? The profit to the client per month would be about 750,000. Okay, if you managed to find someone with such a big list and got that conversion rate, your share or 20%. If it was a one-shot deal, you make 150K. If you did that every month, it would be 150K every month. So it's quite mind-blowing when you look at how powerful that this is. And one of the things that I never did was I did one-shot deals, right? I never did regular monthly deals. I only did one or two of them, right? But most of my deals were one-shot deals, which I do regret now because I should have done more regular deals with the same client using the same list, right? So that's list side joint ventures. Now product side joint ventures is different, okay? This is probably the easiest type of joint venture because you will find products everywhere. You know, everyone has a product that they want you to broker for them, right? So here's what you're doing is you're dealing with companies that have a tested and proven product with a high margin. They have to have a high margin, right? That's very important. So again, you offer them the free JV audit. You show them that you can create an additional revenue stream by using other companies to promote their products, right? So simple brokered JV there. But here's the thing, make sure you have conversion figures that you can reveal to your joint venture partners that you're reaching out to give them an estimate on what they can make by promoting. So this is the easiest type of joint venture. If you want to do this, and you will come across people who have products that want to get them out into distribution channels, this is the product side joint venture, okay? Now, arbitrage joint venture number one. Now, you know, I did a couple of really cool joint ventures. One we did one we did when I had my software training company. We were generating hundreds of leads a day by selling a $5,000 training program that had 12 modules, and we would give one module away, which were actually 10 training modules. One module that was worth $500. We would give that away to a big site like a news site or IT news channel, or like a newsletter site or a bulletin board, and they would give that free module away to their community, right? Worth $500 as a value add, right? And we would generate the lead from that, and we would generate leads for free. So that's one of the things that we were doing. And then I had a call center team that would upsell each lead to $5,000, right? And we made shitloads, we made millions from that. So that's one side of the lead generation JV. There's the other side where we had leads that we couldn't convert because people wanted classroom-based training and we sold online training, right? So what I did was I went out to classroom-based companies and I said, hey, I've got unconverted leads here. I'll give those to you. For everyone that you close, give me a cut of the sales. And we did that. We did a lead swap basically, right? So those are the two arbitrage joint ventures. And these are advanced joint ventures that you can start doing very easily once you've done your first couple of joint ventures, right? And the good thing about these are everyone's spending money on paid advertising right now, Facebook, Google AdWords, everyone's spending money. So unconverted leads, there's millions of unconverted leads out there that people have not been able to sell to, that we can get a hold of, and we can make money from them, right, by flipping them, okay, to JV partners. So again, this is an advanced type of joint venture. So basically pick a niche, yeah? Let's say for example, dentists, chiropractors and plumbers, okay? Offer them again the free JV audit and show them that you can help them still make money on their unconverted leads that they have sitting there doing nothing, right? Now the average dentist makes, I think, about $5,000 per long-term patient, okay? Pretty much more than that, but let's just say average $5,000. You can sell leads, you can sell these leads to other dentists for a minimum of 20% of the value of each patient, right? Which is about $1,000 each. So once you've got the unconverted leads, you can actually provide those unconverted leads to other dentists and say, hey, for everyone that you sell, and what's your average lifetime value of a client? If it's $5,000, we'll charge you 20% of that, which is $1,000. And then the dentist only pays for those leads that convert. So if the dentist manages to convert and make money from that, from the money they make, they'll give you $1,000, right? And then what you do is you split that $1,000 with yourself and your client, who gave you the unconverted lead in the first place, right? So that's a really, really cool joint venture for the arbitrage, for the unconverted leads joint venture, right? Now, for the lead generation joint venture, you pick a train. This works really well in the space where anyone's selling a training program or a course. Okay, so pick a training program or a course, and then offer them the free JV audit. Tell them, I'll show you how I can help you generate leads up front for free for your programs. Right? Average high-end programs are about $3,000 plus. So you get them to give away a free module to a targeted JV partner that you will go out and find for them to generate leads for them for free. The JV partner gets something of value that they can give to their community worth X amount. Your client gets the lead. Your client upsells the lead to the full price program. If it's $3,000, you make 20% on each one, and it's $600, right? So you get to keep $600. So you make $600 for each course that they sell, right? So the potential of that is huge. It's absolutely huge. So those are the two arbitrage joint ventures. So again, when we go back quickly. So those are the three types of joint ventures, guys, that you just need to focus on, right? List side joint ventures, product side joint ventures, and the arbitrage, which is the lead generation and the unconverted leads. Okay. Now, going on to the best types of JVs to begin. Now, a lot of you say to me, Sahel, where do I start? What industry? What course? What product? What do I do? Right. From my experience, I'm not talking theory now, from my experience, right? If you want to get started quickly and make money quickly, this is what you do. Now, the best industry niches that I've found so far work really well, that have got a lot of potential, are personal development and health and fitness, right? So these are the industries right now that have got abundance in people with big lists and people with products, okay? And people who need leads also. The quickest ROI products, if you want to work with, are going to be courses and programs, right? So the courses and programs are what's going to bring you the quickest ROI again and again and again. You can work with traditional businesses once you have some experience under your belt and you've done a few JVs, then go out and do more bricks and mortar stuff like B2B stuff, right? But once if you want to get your feet wet and you really want to get started in this industry, in brokering, then that's what you need to get started with, okay? So for example, a fitness supplements company, you can JV them with a peak performance training course. Very, very easily. These are easy to do. And they will both accept it because it's complementary, right? A coaching a program or a coaching list, for example, you can JV them with a goal setting program, okay? Which you can go and find easily. There's so many out there. So the quickest return you'll get from that is two things: via a mailing, which is they mail each other's lists and say, hey, I've got this thing, I want to promote it to my customers, and you take your 20% cut from that, and you'll get your money back, your money quick from that. Or webinars, right? So you find someone that has a really good product, tested, they have a webinar that works really well, and you just go out and find a list that's complementary, that will want to promote that webinar to their customers. That's, for me, I think, experience-wise, a lot of the brokers in the group have made the quickest money back from the webinars. Nick has done it. Who else? Tony. There's a few people in the group that have done it very, very well, and they've made quick money on the back of that. So if you're looking to want to get started and dip your feet into it, that's what I would recommend you guys do, because I've done it myself. I've had people in the group do it, and that's where they made the quick money. And then when you've done that, then start focusing on the big stuff, like the licensing, the big B2B stuff. Then start doing that, because once you are in the flow and you've done a couple of these, it becomes, trust me, man, it becomes so easy after that to do this, right? So I think that's it for the updated training. Give me some feedback. Tell me, guys, what you think in the chat box. So give me some feedback in the chat box. If you've got any questions for me, definitely please put them in the chat box, and I'll try and answer them while we're here. And let me have a look what the next slide is. I think that's it, really. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, I hope this stuff really helps you, because I've been trying to wrap my brains around how to help each of you actually get started in this industry, and I've tried to make it as simple as possible, and also systemize it as well. I'm going to be putting together, yeah, Tom, Tom, you're asking about the short audit. I'm going to put together the short audit and the scripts for you guys also, in terms of how you talk to someone who has a product or someone who has a list. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to upload those scripts for you, and I'm going to create the actually upload the audit for you as well, Tom. Yeah, I'll upload it into the group so you can see what it looks like. I will also create the audit landing pages for you guys, but like I say, you need to sign up to mailchimp.com, and get yourself a free email account, email marketing account, so that you can create those forms, give them to me, I'll put them on your landing pages, and then all the leads will go to you, right? So Ian says, I would like the flexibility to create the audit on my own system, to create my own. Yeah, go for it. If any of you guys want to create your own landing pages, then yeah, please do that. It will just save time on my end getting other people to do that. I will put I'll upload the training first into the group, and I want people to watch it. And then what I'll do is I'll put some notes in the post to let people know to give me their feedback. And if they want their own landing page created, go and sign up for MailChimp. Or if they don't want if they want to create their own landing pages, just say you want to create your own landing page in the post comment, and then you guys can get on with it. So guys, I'll do all that. I'll get all the scripts done and uploaded for you. Go through the training again and again, and I really hope that helped you, because this is a new training that I'll be doing at the next boot camp in end of March in Las Vegas, and also in London. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, if you've got any more questions for me, you're welcome to put them in the chat box. I'm here to help you. Otherwise, we'll get the training uploaded, and you guys can go through that. So let me know, guys, if you've got any more questions. If not, I'll wrap the training up, get it rendered, and I'll get it uploaded into the group, okay? Right, no more questions. Okay, brilliant. I hope that really helped you guys, and yeah, okay. No, thank you, Tom, for being patient. I know you were trying to get me to reveal all, but you know what? I really wanted to wrap my brains around it and make sure that, at least I can help you as well, because I know you want to get off the blocks and get this thing started. So guys, just stick to this, please. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Don't try and do it a different way. Just stick to the system that I've created now, because it works, and that will get you onto doing your first JV. Because don't forget, you're in the group. So as soon as you've got a client who's interested and you want help closing, speak to everyone in the group, speak to me. When your first client gets signed, if you want to do the results in advance technique, that's fine. You do one deal, right, and that's it. Get the flow, get the money, make some money, and then commit to working with them for 12 months, right, with your retainer. Okay, I think that will work really, really well. No, not in the Joint Venture Academy site, Tom. This will be uploaded into the Mastermind group that you're in, the Platinum Mastermind. This training is not going to go anywhere else, because it's just for Mastermind members. So all of you guys have paid to come on my program, whether it's home study or boot camp. Only you guys will get access to this. No one else will get access to this training. Okay, it's just for you guys. So it will be uploaded into the Platinum Mastermind group, which is the Facebook group. So it'll just be sitting in there. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great evening, afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. And persevere, man. Don't give up, right? Just keep cracking at it, and trust me, you'll get your first deal under your belt. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, the simplified process is what I was missing. It's like Jay Abraham. I've got so much stuff, but it's like, how do I put it together? But then I thought, you know what? Why don't I just talk from my own experience of what I've done, and you just copy that, right? So I think it's the simplest way to do it. The PDF, yes, yes. You know, there's a lot of these things. A lot of these things help. And like I said, I don't want you guys to be under pressure when you've got your first deal or your first client, because you're not going to be under pressure to commit. You know, you're just going to say, okay, I'll do one deal for you. Let's see how it goes. If it goes really well, then let's look at working together. Because once you've done the first deal, you just document it and just replicate it again and again and again. Then it'll be easy for you, right? Okay, guys, so thank you very much. I'm going to get this training rendered, and I'll get it uploaded into the Platinum Mastermind group tomorrow. Take care, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.